Hello, and welcome to the character introduction video for Season 8 of The Sims 3 Volition Hunger Games. This is a character introduction video, so I'm going to go through each character and talk a little bit about each character and introduce them. To start with, we have Mike Watson. This is what his character looks like. So for his traits, he chose charismatic. Charismatic Sims are really skilled at talking with other Sims, and they like talking with other Sims, and they like throwing parties. And there aren't going to be any parties in the Hunger Games because the whole Hunger Games is a party. But anyways, so yeah, he's charismatic. He's a computer whiz, so he's going to be really great with computers. Okay, so every season has like that skill that everybody has. There are 6 Sims in this season, and I think 4 of them have the computer whiz skill. So this is one we're going to see coming back again. Anyways, computer whiz Sims love computers. They enjoy hacking and tinkering with them and playing on them. Anyways, I don't think it's going to be that helpful this season, but you never know. They might have asked for computers as rewards. He's eccentric, so he's going to be really good at inventing things. He's lucky. That's been a helpful one in the past, I think. I think you're less likely to catch on fire. You're just going to do better at different things. So, I mean, it's a helpful one. And he's perceptive, so he's going to be able to... I think perceptive Sims can learn the traits of other Sims quicker. And yeah, so that is a trait that he has. So this is Mike Watson. This Sim is Justin Heath. This is what he looks like. Here's a close-up of his face. If you couldn't tell, this season is Western themed. So, that's why everybody are wearing these Western outfits. For his traits, he's ambitious. So, I think this will only negatively affect him in the Hunger Games because it'll help him with jobs and stuff. But it's actually going to make him sad because he won't have a job. He's charismatic, so he's going to be really great socializing and throwing parties. He's disciplined. That's going to help him with the martial arts skill, which is good because I think he's actually really good at martial arts. He's lucky, so he's going to be less likely to die, and just good things are going to happen to him more likely. And he's a night owl, so he's going to get this awesome buff at night. But yeah, this is Justin Heath. Our next Sim is Tony Henry. So, for Tony Henry, this is what he looks like. And this is his face. So, for his traits, once again, like I said, he is a computer whiz. He's family oriented, so he's going to enjoy family things, but he doesn't have family in the Hunger Games. So, I don't know, he'll probably still wish to have a family, but he's not going to get one. He's frugal, so he's going to not want to waste food, or he's going to save money by turning off lights and just be frugal. He's handy, so he's going to be really great at repairing things. He'll never be electrocuted by failing to repair something, which is one of the ways he can die, so it's a pretty handy skill. It's a handy skill. He's a schmoozer, so he's going to be really good at befriending neighbors, coworkers, and he's good at flattering people. I think this might be the first schmoozer we've ever had out of any of the seasons, so that's pretty cool. I actually think schmoozer and friendly kind of work similarly, but maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. So anyways, yeah, this is Tony Henry. This Sim is Mike Flavin. This is what he looks like. This is his face. I think he's more smiley in real life. He doesn't look this grumpy. But his Sim looks grumpy. So he's also a computer whiz, so he's going to love computers and be great at hacking and just enjoy playing with them. He's eccentric, so he's going to be really great at inventing things. He's friendly, so he's going to love being around other Sims. He's going to make and keep relationships really easily. He's inappropriate, so that trait means that he won't say the wrong thing, or he will say the wrong thing at the wrong time. He sometimes doesn't dress properly. He doesn't always apologize when he's wronged people. And he's a night owl, so he is going to get this nice buff whenever it's late at night. That's going to be like, yeah, you're staying up late. So yeah, this is Mike Flavin's Sim. This Sim is Aubrey Norris. This is what her sim looks like. She's a little sheriff star right here. Let's see if she'll be sheriff or not. But yeah, so this is her sim. This is what she looks like. For her personality, she is eccentric. A lot of this season, they share a ton of the same traits. So, she's eccentric. She's going to be really good at inventing. She has a good sense of humor. So, that means she's going to tell really great jokes. And they're always going to be really awesome. And people are never going to be like, oh, that joke sucked. Because they're always going to be awesome. She has the inappropriate trait, which means that she's going to say the wrong thing at the wrong time. She's sometimes going to not dress properly. And I don't know, just funny things like that. She's lucky, so she's gonna be less likely, I don't know, to catch on fire and stuff. She's gonna be lucky, you know? For Night Owl, she's gonna get a buff at night. So, yeah, this is Aubrey Norris, and this is her sim. This sim is Randy Nash. This is what Randy Nash looks like. And for his traits, okay, so Randy is an animal lover. So if there are horses, dogs, or cats, he's going to get along with them great, which is actually an absolutely fantastic trait for this season. He's brave. Oh my gosh, which is also an amazing trait for this season, or any season, because brave sims will actually go put themselves out on fire if they're good or friendly. And he is, they will also go to put out their friends. So they'll be like, oh my gosh, my friends are on fire. I'll go save them. So I don't know if you saw another season, but there was Faustina Foss. She was the only other, she was good and brave. And she would actually try to go put people out when they were on fire. And she was really slow and she was kind of terrible at it. And she failed every single time she tried. But, I mean, Randy Nash, maybe he'll be a real hero. Maybe he will put people out when they're on fire, you know? So, I mean, Brave Sims are pretty awesome. I'm excited to have another Brave Sim. Number one, they're more survivable. Number two, they save people if they're friendly and good. And he is. He's a computer whiz, so I think I've explained this one like a bajillion times already, but he's going to love computers, be great with them. Friendly, loves being around other Sims, great keeping relationships. Also, paired with Brave, will save people. He's handy. So, okay, pretty much Randy Sim's kind of amazing because of all these things, but handy Sims also can't be electrocuted when failing to repair items, and they're really good at repairing things. So he has a lot of really good skills that would be handy in any season. I think they'll be good for this season. So, yes, this is Randy Nash. For the alliances / enemies system this season, it was actually fairly interesting, I thought. Everyone chose really fun people. And they were all pretty playful with who they wanted to be their enemies. So I'm fairly excited about it. We'll start with Tony Henry. So Tony Henry decided he wanted to be an ally with Mike Flavin. So they are half friends. If you choose to be friends with someone, I give you half a bar. If you choose to be enemies, I give you half a bar. And if they choose you, you get the other half. Or, you know. So anyways, that's why their friendship is up 50%. For the enemies Tony Henry chose he chose to be enemies with Aubrey Norris and with Randy Nash. Well, if you see here, Randy Nash and him aren't just, okay, so he dislikes, he's half enemies with these two. But he and Randy are like full enemies. Why is that? Because Randy also chose him. So Randy and Tony are mortal enemies. Like, they really hate each other. What's funny is, although Tony chose Aubrey Norris to be his enemy, Randy also chose Aubrey. So it's not even like the enemy of my enemy is my friend. No, the enemy of my enemy is still my enemy here. So, anyways, yeah, Randy and Tony are enemies. Randy also chose, so he chose Tony and Aubrey, but to be his alliance, he chose Mike Watson. So Mike Watson and Randy Nash are allies, for Aubrey. Aubrey chose Mike Watson to be her ally. As you can see here, Mike Watson chose her as well, but we'll get to that in a bit. Then for her enemy, she chose Mike Flavin. So Mike Flavin and Aubrey are enemies, as well as Randy and Tony, because they chose her. So Aubrey's in here with like a lot of enemies, but she also does have, she and Mike Watson are the only pair of best friends. So I mean, she has the highest relationship and 3 enemies. So that's kind of funny. I think maybe one other person might have a lot of enemies. I could be wrong, though. Okay, so let's see. The other person would be Mike Flavin. He chose Mike Watson. Oh yeah, he chose Mike Watson to be his alliance. But, oh, this doesn't get be like that. So he chose Mike Watson to be his alliance. Well, Mike Watson chose him to be his enemy. So they actually are neutral with each other. Although Mike Watson just wants to dislike Mike Flavin. Mike Flavin just wants to be friends, and they just can't be enemies then, that means. So anyways, they're neutral grounds with each other because of that. I think the reason Mike Watson chose Mike Flavin to be his enemy, which I found hilarious, was there's only room for one Mike, which was, I don't know, absolutely amazing. So watch your back, Mike Flavin. You may want to be his ally, but he's out to get you. And so, yeah, so Mike Flavin only has one enemy, and that's Aubrey. But because Tony chose him, he still does have an alliance. Mike Watson, where are you on the bar over here? At the very top. Okay, so Mike Watson, for his alliance, he chose Aubrey. Because she chose him, they have best friends. Because Randy chose him, he has a friend in Randy. And he doesn't have any enemies. He was going to be enemies with Mike Watson, or Mike Flavin, but because Mike Flavin wanted to be his friend, they aren't. I've already explained that. But yeah, so Mike Watson might be the only one here without enemies, I think, which is nice for him. Let's see, Justin Heath chose Aubrey to be his alliance, so he's having an alliance with Aubrey. And then his enemies are Randy and Tony. There's like something weird with Randy and Tony here, because Randy and Tony both were after Aubrey, and then now this guy just doesn't like Randy and Tony. So I don't know. It's funny. And people might have chosen randomly with dice, or who knows. Anyways, I'm just amused by like the patterns in this. And so yeah, Randy and Tony are his enemies. So there's a lot of weird enemy friendships going on here this season. And I'll talk to you about skills as they become relevant throughout the season. Like I said, it's Western, so it's going to be a little bit different. I'll be surprised if some of these skills really make a big difference. Anyways, so also this place takes place in Appaloosa Plains, which is a town we haven't been in any of these seasons before. But so yeah, this is the end of the character introduction video, and the next video will be the training day video, where I'll just let them go for about a day before we stick them in the actual season. We start making the actual season. So hope you enjoyed the training day video. This will probably be a fairly quick season just because there's only 6 sims, but we'll see. So thanks for watching.